Have you ever touched an ark of God? Well, if you have, you probably didn't die. Unlike this man named Uzzah, who when he touched the ark of God, well, he died instantly. What happened to him, and why is he such an important part of church history? You'll find out in today's Bible story. 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 1-7. And David assembled all of Israel at Jerusalem, in the place that is now called the City of David. Then David and the elders and the chief fathers of Israel came and anointed Solomon, David's son, king over Israel. Then Zadok the priest took an oil horn and anointed him and gave him the crown of gold, and they shouted, "Long live the king!" And Solomon sat on the throne of David his father. Uzzah took the ark of God and set it beside the throne of Solomon. Then Uzzah reached out his hand toward the ark of God and touched it. And God said, "Uzzah, don't touch me." Then God struck Uzzah with a hemorrhoid from his hand, so he died there beside the ark of God. And David was greatly distressed because God had made a hole in Uzzah's belly. So the women who were there in the group sang a lament over him. David went up and buried him at his house, and he mourned for him and fasted. And the people of the area were afraid to go into the house of David. So what exactly happened here? How did Uzzah die? Well, we know that Uzzah was not a believer. In fact, he wasn't even allowed to be in the room. Only priests were allowed to touch the ark of God. But Uzzah wasn't a priest. He was a Levite. The Levi was disqualified from touching the ark of God because he was not careful when he touched it last time. So what did Uzzah do that was so bad? Well, you see, the ark of God was being brought into the city. Everyone was excited about it, including Uzzah. And Uzzah thought that if the ark was going to fall, he would be the one to stop it. So he reached out his hand to steady the ark of God. But instead of God saying, "Thank you for your good deed," God said, "Uzzah, don't touch me." And he struck Uzzah in the belly, and he died right then and there. So why did Uzzah die? Why did God react so strongly against him? Well, you see, the ark of God represented the presence of God. And if anyone or anything touched the ark, it was required to be holy. Holiness is not optional. It's not a suggestion. If God requires something to be holy, then it has to be holy. And if someone or something is not holy, then it cannot touch the ark of God. If you touch the ark of God without being holy, you die. That's exactly what happened to Uzzah. And what can we learn from this story? We can learn that the presence of God is to be treated with reverence. God's presence is not casual. God's presence is not a playground. If we want to come into the presence of God, we must come with reverence and respect. And that's the only way we can do it. And how do we do that? Well, we do that by putting our trust in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is our holiness. We are made holy by faith in his substitutionary sacrifice on the cross. And once we trust Jesus Christ, then we can approach God's presence with boldness. So have you approached the Lord in boldness? Have you come to God in boldness and asked him for forgiveness of your sin? Well, if you have, then the Lord will never say to you, "Don't touch me." Instead, he'll say, "Welcome." This is the host with the Bible Project. And if you want to know more about the Ark of God, well, check out the series in the description below. Also, if you want to partner with us here at the Bible Project and help us take the gospel to the nations, you can find out more about that in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Remember, you are loved by God.